I will tell you about that time when I almost died on the mountain. I have mentioned it before on this channel a few years ago, but given the crazy things happening in the world, I've come to realize there's a lesson there, maybe for all of us, and it certainly was for me at that time. I was buried by an avalanche, properly buried under the snow. It was not very pleasant. Okay, so I was, I believe, 14 years old, and I was stupid. I had my snowboard under my arm, and I figured I would walk up a hill up in the mountains, and then I would walk up the hill, because there was, you know, like lots of snow, and I would snowboard down in these nice curls on the powder snow and all that. Talking about it now, you know, I was really stupid, but I was young. So I started climbing the hill with my snowboard. I can't remember how far up I got, but I remember that there was a cracking sound, and then the ground started moving. It was a very odd feeling. The entire... Can you imagine if you stand in the middle of a football field, and the football field is a carpet that someone starts dragging to the side, and your feet are glued to the carpet, something like that. And this whole carpet of snow was moving down the hill. At some point I managed to turn around. I sat down, or I fell down, and I seem to remember from somewhere that you're supposed to stay floating in the snow for as long as you can. So I tried to do that, and I managed to do that for quite some distance, and then I was toppled over, I guess. So I was flipped over, and the snow just got piled on top of me so fast you can't believe it, and I got my feet almost in my neck, and my face down, and my arms like this in front of me. And no, I did not manage to create some kind of space in front of my face that you're supposed to do. It got dark. I can't remember getting cold, but I remember the weight of the snow and being completely unable to move. And I realized I'm going to die. And that's a very strange and profound feeling, especially when you're 14 years old. I was lying there, and I realized I'm completely helpless, and I'm going to die. I was saved. There was someone there with me. He did everything, 100% correct. He managed the spot where I went under. He ran up and he dug me out. It probably didn't take long, and I was probably not buried under much more than, I don't know, half a meter of snow, because he managed to get me out of there quickly. I didn't get to the point where you start having difficulties breathing. So I was probably not in the snow for very long. Oh, sorry. I get the foam in my mustache sometimes. Yeah, you'll have to... That's just how it is. Yeah. By the way, to all the new subscribers, thank you and welcome. And this is awesome because so many people have subscribed to the channel during the last few days. And yes, I will take a swim in the fjord, even if it's in the middle of winter. I will use my axe and chop a hole in the ice, or my chainsaw. I will do that. It's a promise, so cheers to that. Yeah, that's at 500,000, 500,000 subscribers, by the way. So, yeah. So if you want to see that, subscribe to this channel. And cheers, skål. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I was saved. And then I didn't think much about it right away. I was a bit embarrassed. He was younger than me, and I was a bit embarrassed. I didn't think much about it for many years after that. I did develop some claustrophobia. I still have that, and I can take an elevator, that's okay. But I can't. You won't see me going scuba diving into caves and stuff like that. I will go scuba diving, but I won't go scuba diving into caves, and I will not sleep in snow caves, snow shelters, even though I can build one, but I won't sleep there if I can avoid it. And I get nightmares from time to time. It's a very odd night dream, the same every time. I'm walking somewhere, I'm just walking, and then a shadow comes above me, and I look up and I realize, okay, I'm dying, and then that's it. So yeah, I normally wake up when I have that dream. But anyway, I think there's a lesson to be learned from my foolish mistake that day. And that lesson is very simple. Don't be a fool. Yeah, we shouldn't be fools. And yeah, it's common sense, right? But common sense ain't that common, isn't that what they say? Don't do those foolish things. I would like to explain a little bit more what I mean by that. I believe that we have, as human beings, the responsibility to gather information about our situation, our surroundings, and so on. And from that information, we must make the right decisions. When we gather information, we must put our emotions and our opinions and our beliefs aside, and we must look at the facts. And we must let the facts be facts, right? Because what we see now is that people, first they have an emotion, they have an opinion, then they look for, they cherry pick the facts that will support their opinion or their feelings, their emotions. We live in a time with a lot of fear. Fear is being used to herd the population into making certain decisions and certain live in a certain way, I should say, and that's not good. It's your responsibility to look at the facts, to make decisions based on those facts, and it's your responsibility to avoid being a fool. And I guess there's another lesson to be learned as well from my adventure that day. Have people with you. If you can, try to be part of a family, a tribe, a community. No man is an island. Is that what they say? And that's quite important. And I must say, these days I see a lot of people making decisions as if they are fools. What they really are doing is that they are making decisions based on feelings, emotion, very often negative emotions like hate, and very often that will lead them astray. It will lead them onto a path to misery, not to happiness. The world is as it is, and we have to make the best out of the situation, right? So that day when I decided to climb that hill with my snowboard, I should have asked around a little bit. Is it safe? I could have asked one of the grown-ups in nearby, is it safe to climb up there? And they probably would have said, maybe not, because, you know, it's overhanging a little bit, the snow there, and you shouldn't do that. But anyway, that's my story for today. I just wanted to share that with you, and maybe there's, as I said, something to be learned from that story. I hope so. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you enjoyed spending this time with me out here in the woods.